And I could tell from most people's mindset in the very beginning whether or not they'll finish the program or not. Because there's two distinct people. There's the person who says, you know, I'm going to try 75 hard. But this is the same person that tried Weight Watchers and tried this and tried that and tried all these things and none of the shit worked for them. All right. Then you got the other person that says, hey, I don't give a fuck if the world ends. I'm finishing those 75 days. Only one of those people finishes the 75 days.
75 hard was not easy, but I am proud to announce that I completed this viral mental toughness challenge. And I'm going to share how I did it by doing one key thing. But first, hello everyone, como ya está café? It's your girl Jasmine here. My channel is all about self-care, wellness, clean beauty, plant-based, delicious, vegan recipes, all that good jazz. So stick around. The main reason why I started 75 hard was because I felt a little lost. After giving birth in 2022, I kind of devoted my entire life and being to baby girl, and I forgot who I was. I didn't feel any sort of motivation to do anything that I wanted to do. I just basically wanted to stay at home, take care of the baby, because doing that is so much work physically, mentally, and mind you, I was exclusively breastfeeding, and I'm still breastfeeding because she's just not ready. She's just not ready to let go yet. So I needed to find some sort of purpose. Not to say that motherhood wasn't a purpose, but I needed another purpose. I think that us humans can have more than one purpose. I love being a mom to baby girl, but I also wanted to rediscover who I was. And that was the main reason why I wanted to start 75 hard, to find myself again, or just to find the new self that I am. How I discovered 75 hard, back in 2021, I believe, or 2020, I was video editing for other content creators, and one of the content creators that I was editing for, her name is Dana Bolden. She actually did 75 hard and she completed it. And when I was editing her video, I was actually inspired because her transformation was incredible. Not only that, she's a full-time content creator and she has 2 young kids at home. When I saw her journey, I was like, there's no reason as to why I can't do the same thing that Dana was doing. So that motivated me to get off my ass and do something with my life. Before starting 75 hard, I wanted to make sure that I was preparing myself for success, because if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail, point blank. I wanted to make sure that I put things in place that made this journey easy and doable. So the first thing I did was watch Andy Frisella's podcast on 75 Hard. He is the actual creator of the Mental Toughness Challenge, or the Mental Toughness Program. I'll make sure to leave a link down below for you guys. And he goes in depth as to all the things that you need to do for 75 Hard. So the first is you need to stick to a diet, and I'm vegan, so I stuck to my vegan diet. You have to drink a gallon of water every day. You have to read 10 pages of a self-help book a day. You have to take a progress photo every day, and there are no cheat meals or alcohol at all for 75 days. After refamiliarizing myself with the program, I moved on to the next step. The second thing I did was announce that I was doing 75 hard to my social media platforms. I announced on Instagram, I announced on YouTube. I went live a couple times on YouTube just to let people know that I was doing what I was doing, and if they wanted to join me and all that good jazz. There were days when I was sick. There were days when the whole family was sick. There were days when I was on my period and I didn't feel like doing anything. But I think the thing that really kept me going was, one, I publicized it. And one thing about me is, if I set out to do something and I publicize the thing, I don't want to fail. I think that's the thing that motivated me the most, was not failing. I wanted to motivate, I wanted to inspire people. And even if I could have just inspired one person to do the program, then that was me changing the world. The third thing I did was create a game plan as to how I was going to get my gallon of water a day. Now, for someone like me, I don't like drinking tap water, period. I have a really bad experience with drinking tap water. I came across Crystal Geyser at Walmart. I basically had 12 gallons of Crystal Geyser water in the house at all times. And you can just order it on the Walmart app, pick it up. Pickup is free, I believe. I mean, when I did pickup, it was free. The fourth thing I did was to put the numbers 1 through 75 on post-it notes and put them on my wall. If I can see my progress that way, it's going to help push me further and further, and it helped so much. And I even did this thing on my Instagram stories where I would take a number off the wall every day that I completed all of my tasks. And not only did it help me, but I think it helped a lot of you guys. And some of you actually reached out to me and said that it was so helpful that they could see the numbers on the wall, how far they've gotten and how far that they need to go. It makes the process more visual, more attainable. This brings me to my most important point when beginning 75 Hard. I think the most important thing that I did to help me finish and complete 75 Hard was putting together a routine. And when I'm talking about a routine, I'm talking about a schedule, creating compartments within the day that you know what you have to do on this at this time, you know what to do at this time, you know what to do at this time. It is so key. Maybe a week before starting 75 Hard, I created the schedule that I wanted in my head, right? And I wrote it out on a piece of paper. Then the next day, what I did was try to follow that schedule as sort of like a test run. When I did this, I saw the holes and I saw the issues that needed to be resolved. One of the main things that I needed to get a handle on was nap time. Baby girl is a very light sleeper. She does not get that from me if you're asking, because I'm a deep sleeper. And she's a contact napper. During 75 Hard, we could not have that because there were certain things I needed to do and accomplish while she was asleep. Before starting 75 Hard, I started sleep training her, and she was about 15 months. We started sleep training her, putting her down in the crib. I started doing the pick up, put down method. I started watching videos on it. I started reading books about it. I even go to this like virtual mom group, and they even provided me with some like tips and tricks, and I made sure to communicate that with Mr. Man so that way we were both on the same page. He sometimes likes to have her sleep on his stomach. He's been doing that since she was born, so she's used to sleeping with and on us, right? Once we were on the same page with her sleeping, I think it made the process so much easier. Now that nap time was pretty much locked in after 4 days of me sleep training her, my schedule flowed so effortlessly. And so my schedule looked a little something like this. I woke up around 8:30. Well, baby girl woke up around 8:30 and then woke me up. I take my progress photo. Once I take my progress photo, then I drink about 3 to 6 cups of water before 9:30 a.m. because my walks were typically 11:30 to like 12:15-ish. I wanted to give myself about 2 hours before going out on the walk to make sure that I would use the bathroom so that way I wouldn't be running home to use the bathroom or having an accident outside. We wouldn't want that. As soon as we came back in the house, it was nap time. Something that I highly suggest is for you to do the hardest things first, or the things that you think that you would forget, the small things, right? Like the progress photo seems like a very small thing and it's easy to forget. So that's why I did that first thing in the morning. I got that out the way. Next thing was my 3 to 6 cups of water. I like to get a head start on drinking my water because I don't want to be drinking my last 3 cups of water at 11 o'clock at night and having to wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. Next hardest thing for me was taking my walks outside. That I made sure to do first. That way I got my first workout in and it was still daylight outside, and most of the times baby girl would be with me. And I'm talking whether it be cold outside, whether it be rainy, windy, snowy, we were outside. Now there were some times when it was like a blizzard, so we couldn't really go outside like that. With her, So what I did was go to my patio and just like work out on my mini stepper. And I bought a mini stepper so that way I can do different workouts throughout my 75 hard journey. That's definitely something I recommend. By 12:15, we come back from our 45-minute workout. Baby girl is napping. Now, she typically don't nap for more than 45 minutes, but that's enough time for me to get my 10 pages in, read more water, and get dinner ready. That's what my mornings looked like with 75 hard. Now, in terms of my second workout of the day, I would sometimes do ab workouts. I would do abs and arms. I would do cardio. Yoga, I fell in love with yoga. Do not underestimate yoga. I used to be so stiff, but when I started doing yoga, it definitely helped with my joint pain. It helped me improve my flexibility. Flexibility is so important, especially as you get older. So make sure you get some deep stretches in. If you can't do strenuous ab workouts and leg workouts, do yoga. If you gotta do yoga every day for 75 days, do that. It's okay. Yoga is a workout, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise, okay? Yoga I did on my rest days and on days when my body felt so tight. And even on my period, I did yoga. It helped so much. My routine was the key to 75 hard. The old Jasmine used to be the type to just blow in the wind. I don't know if it's like me being a Gemini and me being an air sign or whatever, but I didn't plan things per se. The funny thing is that I loved school, not so much for the school and the learning part of school, but the schedule. I thrived during school because of my routine, and I didn't realize just how key having a routine helped with keeping order in my life. There's a lot of times when I'm like mentally scrambled and my mind just being all over the place, but having a routine in place, I knew what I needed to do when I needed to do them, and it helped so much with my mental clarity. It helps so much in keeping me organized. So I highly recommend, when starting 75 hard, coming up with your routine. I asked a couple people on Instagram and on YouTube if they had any questions for me, and so I'm going to be answering them. The first question I got is, are you going to transition to 75 soft? I don't know the specifics of 75 soft, but I will continue to go on my daily walks. It may not be for 45 minutes. I may just do a 5 or 10 minute yoga routine. Just making sure to move my body is definitely something that I plan on doing. I definitely plan on continuing to read, even if not 10 pages a day. Maybe I'll read more. It depends on how good the book is. I have this library card. I might as well use it. In terms of my water intake, I will not be drinking 75 gallons a day, but I'm going to be drinking this amount. Okay, I don't know the number off the top of my head. In terms of the progress photo, I may not take a progress photo every day, but maybe every week, maybe like once a week. And in terms of my diet, I mean, I'm still vegan, so I'm gonna continue to be vegan. I need to cut out gluten for real. So we're doing that. Another question asks if I lost weight. And yes, when I first started 75 hard, we didn't have a scale in the house. I was kind of just winging it, but I did take my measurements at the start, I believe. I think I was like 33 inches around my waist, and my midsection was like really big. It almost looked like I was pregnant, but I wasn't. I was 33 inches, and by the end, I was 29 and a half inches. So I'm really excited about the inches I lost around my waist. I am planning to lose 2 to 3 more inches around my waist. Hopefully in 3 months, I can get to my goal waist size. Another question, is 75 hard sustainable in terms of like your lifestyle, and how is it helping me with my next steps? I don't know if 75 hard is sustainable for me, at least not at the moment. This kid is needy. It was a struggle at times. It was a struggle. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's not sustainable for me, but it could be sustainable for a single person who has no other responsibilities outside of themselves. Another question is if you can add or change anything. If I could add or change anything, I think the most important thing for me was getting my second workout in before bedtime. Sometimes I would get it in like 10, 11 o'clock, and that really wasn't the greatest for me. I don't like working out right before bedtime. Another question is, how do you feel? The good, the bad, the ugly. I'm glad that I made progress in terms of like my physical progress and of course my mental progress. I've read so many books within the course of these 2.5 months. I've gotten rid of all the toxins in my body by drinking all this water, no alcohol or cheap meals. I feel so good that I was treating my body good, that I was moving my body. I love that feeling of soreness after a workout. It lets me know that I was actually doing something, and something that I would probably do next time is maybe switch up the diet a little more and completely get rid of gluten during 75 hard. Would I do 75 hard again? Absolutely. I'm thinking this should be like a yearly thing to get back to self. And would I recommend 75 hard? Absolutely. I would recommend 75 hard to anybody who wants to change for the better. If you find yourself constantly talking to yourself negatively, constantly having a rain cloud over your head, I highly recommend you do something like 75 hard. It's gonna whip you into shape. It's not going to be easy. Nothing easy is worth having at all. The last question is, how do you feel about your journey? Are you satisfied with your progress? I wish I got down to my desired waist and weight size before the end of the journey, but this just gives me a reason to keep going. I'm satisfied with myself for pushing through and being consistent. That was something I lacked. Consistency. I lacked it here on YouTube. I lacked consistency in my life, and 75 hard helped me with having consistency. And I'm just so glad that I was able to stay consistent, stay the course, and finish. I made it to the finish line. I highly recommend everyone have a routine. And not only is the routine important, but being consistent with that routine is going to be like second nature. Like you just gonna get it and you just gonna do it, even on days when you don't want to do it. If you are planning to do 75 hard or soft or modified, find what works for you. Make sure you stick to it and watch yourself achieve the goals you set out for yourself. Now, go out there with your bad self and conquer. Thank you all so much for watching and supporting and subscribing to my channel, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.